Aum. Agaman me manonyatra sangpratang chastirikritam evang yo veda dhivriting sohamityavadharaya. Firmly ascertain within yourself, I am He, the one consciousness, the self that illuminates the modifications of the mind, such as, my mind went elsewhere. However, it has been brought to rest now. Swapna jagarite supti bhava bhavo diyang tata yo vetya vikriya sakshat sohamityavadharaya. Firmly ascertain within yourself, I am He, the one consciousness, the directly cognized changeless self that illuminates the three states of waking, dream, and deep sleep, and illuminates the appearance and disappearance of the intellect and its functions.
Namaste. Soham ityavadharaya. This succession of 5 or 7 verses, all on the meditation of the self, is like a lesson, like something to be memorized and repeated. And so when we get to the end of it, I'm going to make one video with all of these verses of Soham ityavadharaya, and put it on a loop, a 30-minute loop or something like that, so that you can use it as a meditation, as an aid to get into the mood of concentrating on Brahman. Soham, Soham, famous verse. So this whole section is about tvam, the definition of the word tvam, you. But, who are you, as the caterpillar said. So Alice is quite confused and she doesn't know. That's the whole point of this. You have to ascertain for yourself, avadharaya. Come to the conclusion, a conclusion that is durable, dharaya, right? An ascertainment, a final conclusion. That's it. We got it, right? Certainty, confidence, and competence in the practice of yoga. Not just words, not just clever philosophy, or what to speak of dogma or doctrine. No, this is the as-lived experience of Brahman. That is who you are. That is what you are for. That is what you mean. What is meaning? Meaning is an expression of value. If I say, this non-dual philosophy means a lot to me. Why do I say that? It brings value. It brings happiness. It brings certainty. It brings logic and order. It brings so many benefits into my everyday daily life, such as detachment and ease of living, because you get to drop so many unnecessary desires. And when, the height of the day is when you do your yoga stretches and get into the proper sitting position and go deep inside and meditate silently, wordlessly on Soham. Until what? Ityupadharaya. You come to this settled, certain confident, based on experience, conclusion that I am Brahman. I'm running the show here. I am the man, the dude. How do you get to this? Well, it can't be explained. You're not going to think your way there, huh? Thinking is like being in a fast-flowing stream in a canoe without a paddle. Now, if you know anything about boats at all, you don't use a canoe in a fast-flowing stream. You use it in a quiet lake. A canoe in rapids means it's going to capsize. And even if you had a paddle, wouldn't do you much good. So being up a fast-flowing stream in a canoe without a paddle is not a desirable position. But it is where most people find themselves in life because they don't know the meaning, the purpose, the value. You know, what should I've got this human life, huh? Somehow or other, here we are. All right. Now, what do we do with it? How do we spend this life? This life is a free gift, right? It is a value. Now, how do we spend that value? There's a lovely parable in the Bible about the sower, and he raised up several sons. And so all the seed that he had produced in many, many years, he divided up among the sons and said, I'm going away, probably on some religious pilgrimage or something. I'll be back in 12 years, in a generation, I think was the way it was phrased. I'll be back in a generation. Whichever one of you gains the most of the seed that I have given you, then he shall receive my inheritance. He shall become the Lord of all these lands. So he left. And then the one son said, oh, my father is a hard man. He's a disciplinarian, a perfectionist. You know, he'll punish me if I screw up. So I'm just going to keep the seed, put it in a very safe place, like in a rock vault out in the desert or something, and just keep it. So the second son said, no, my father wants me to do something with this that results in income. I know, I'll just sell it. And then I've got all this cash, right? Cool. The third son said, no, wait a minute. What is seed for? It's to plant, right? So he went out on the land and planted and worked and took that seed and made it into the 10-fold, 50-fold, 100-fold of what he had been given. So you see, the same is true of knowledge. Knowledge in this parable is the seed that the Father gave. The Father is the guru, teacher, Shankaracharya. He is Shankara, he is Shiva, the disciplinarian, the guru. So when he teaches, if we just take the words and sit on them and don't do anything with them, what's the value of that, right? It's like the son who kept the seed in a vault in the desert and didn't do anything. Or if we take the seed and then start selling seminars, open up a Patreon on YouTube, right? And start getting donations and all, aren't we being like the son who sold the seed for cash, but still didn't really do anything with it? But the one who takes this knowledge and after due practice, meditating on it, this is the same as the cultivation going out and sowing the seed, preparing the land, irrigation, whatever it takes, to bring up more seed. He's the one who produces tenfold, 50-fold, 100-fold. And what is that? The propagation of the knowledge. So that one becomes the dearest. He becomes the heir of the Father's land. What does that mean? Well, we talked about that in the other series, that when a realized soul leaves the material body, he goes first to the realm of relative Brahman, where he becomes an independent sovereign. It's like you made it this far. So you get the responsibility of getting whatever you wish. Well, now, what are you going to wish for? Now that you know that you're one of the beautiful people, now that you know who you are, what are you going to do? See, what are you going to do once you get the power, once you get the upgrade, the new realms, right? It's stated in the Upanishads that one who masters this becomes free in all realms. Full freedom of all realms. Get that. And he gets to go anywhere he wants and do whatever he wants. Because whatever he does is going to be in tune with the universal purpose, with the meaning of this whole creation. And what is that? Self-realization. See? So, who are you? Tvam? You are a candidate. You are an aspirant. You are a student, a disciple, a bhakta, a devotee of self-realization. You want to know the truth with a capital T. You want to know, who am I at the deepest level? Well, then, you have to do the practice. Do the practice, do the practice, do the practice. So like I said, at the end of this section on Tvam, we're going to compile all these ityupadaraya, soham ityupadaraya verses into one long video, like 30 minutes of looping repetition on these phrases. And this is going to be great for meditation. So I leave you with that. Be well and try this practice. This is what unlocks the value. Aum Tat Sat. Aum Shakti Aum. Aum Namah Shivaya.